Good day, West Siders. Hope you had a wonderful Easter and are looking toward this week with a fresh perspective in the celebration of the knowledge that Jesus is alive and he is at work. And we're hearing from his word today from Mark chapter 12, verses 1 through 12. This is Jesus telling a parable of the wicked tenants. He then began to speak to them in parables. A man planted a vineyard. He put a wall around it, dug a pit for the winepress, and built a watchtower. Then he rented the vineyard to some farmers and went away on a journey. At harvest time he sent a servant to the tenants to collect from them some of the fruit of the vineyard. But they seized him, beat him, and sent him on his way empty-handed. Then he sent another servant to them. They struck this man on the head and treated him shamefully. They sent still another, and that one they killed. He sent many others. Some of them they beat, others they killed. He had one left to send, a son whom he loved. He sent him last of all, saying, "They will respect my son." But the tenants said to one another, "This is the heir. Come, let's kill him, and the inheritance will be ours." So they took him and killed him, and threw him out of the vineyard. What then will the owner of the vineyard do? He will come and kill those tenants and give the vineyard to others. Haven't you read this scripture? The stone the builders rejected has become the capstone. The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Then they looked for a way to arrest him, because they knew he had spoken a parable against them. But they were afraid of the crowd, so they left him and went away. Jesus is levying this parable against the religious leaders of his day, and there's some, they got mad. They did not like it. Here's a breakdown of the parable. You have the man who planted the vineyard, and of course that is God in this parable. Then you have some farmers or tenants. That is the religious leaders of the Jewish religious leaders. And then you have servants that the landowner sent to collect some of the fruits from the tenants. And those servants represent the prophets and the faithful priests. And then you have the Son, who finally is sent to them. And of course, the Son is Jesus. The other group of people in this is the others. That when the landowner comes, he'll kill the tenants and give the vineyard to others. And of course, that's the Gentiles. That's the people beyond the Jewish nation. So we have this happening, and the polemic, if you will, that Jesus does against the religious leaders is pointing out exactly what's happening. And what I find fascinating about this is you go to verse 12, and their response to Jesus' parable is they look for a way to arrest him because, he spoke a parable against them. The very thing that Jesus is talking about in the parable, they're doing. They're not literally beating him, but they're looking for a way to get rid of him. They're not hearing God's will. Anyway, we know what happens is they eventually do get a hold of Jesus and they do kill him. He's buried, and the third day he rises again. And the gospel goes out, and the church is born in Acts. It goes out to the whole world. And in 70 AD, Jerusalem's destroyed. It's sacked by the Romans. So there's kind of a fulfillment of this parable. It's kind of prophetic in that sense. But what speaks to me when we talk about application in this is, where's my heart? Where's my attitude in this? Am I like the tenants, the wicked tenants, the farmers? Or am I like the servants who are faithfully following God's direction? What do I do with the resources God gives me? Just something to think about as an application this time for a devotional. What do you do with the resources God gives you? Do you hang on to them? Do you assume it's totally yours and you're free to do with whatever it is? Or do you take those resources and opportunities that God gives you and utilize them in ways that honor God? Just something to think about. God bless you. Have a great day.